All right, what's going on, guys? Today we are actually going to work on the car. We got back from Atlanta. I put out a video kind of walking around with the iPhone, trying to give you guys a little bit of an update. I've been slacking, so today I wanted to kind of go all out, make sure we use the real camera. I've got my wife behind the camera helping out. She might be in front of the camera a little bit, we'll see. We've got some parts, and this whole time I've had a bunch of parts, but it's like not all the parts to finish one part of the car. We have everything for the rear, but the subframe like studs are ripping out of the chassis, so it has to go to the fab shop and get that fixed before it can all be installed, and it's leaving in June 1st to go down there. So, and then we were missing some of the angle kit parts. I got some of it from a friend of mine, and then the rest I bought. Oh my God. Hold on. Check. Here's a mic. It's like I knew you were coming. You just gotta talk into it. Just hold it like this.
I can't put it on?
I mean, you can, but it would be cooler just to talk like this. Get in here, dude. So Jackson's here. He's my neighbor. If you didn't see him in the previous videos. Also, nobody's seeing these videos or nobody's watching them. So either everybody that used to watch my videos has moved on or nobody's seeing them. I don't know. Turn on the notifications if you don't have them on. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. I'll keep making them, but I will say it's a little bit more motivating to make more videos when more people are watching them. I will say that. So this is an SLR kit. I bought it and, or bought most of it. Some of it is from a friend of mine in exchange for media stuff. I don't want to air him out, so I'm not gonna say who. Jackson has this kit on his E46.
Yep. This is the Ultra, right?
This is an Ultra.
Yep.
So yeah, this is the Ultra kit. Utilizes the factory knuckle, which we painted those today. And we're gonna get kind of in here in a second, and I'm gonna show you everything we're gonna install it. But wanted to cover a couple more things. Our front shocks will be able to go on today. They're gonna have to come back off at the fab shop just for a quick second to weld up the shock towers in the front. But overall, the front suspension will be on. We're waiting on some 5x114 hubs that are being shipped out here shortly. I got a lot of stuff to show you guys, but let's just focus on our shocks today. Let's cut to some beauty shots of my BCs. So the first thing we have to do before we start installing this on the car is these arms were used. So I pulled out the, what is this called, a bearing? Spherical bearing. These ones are a little worn. They're not bad, like they're totally usable. There's not really any play, but they're just a little loose. So I figured since I was gonna order all this other shit, I would just order new ones and then I would keep these as spares since they're not toast. So we'll just set these off to the side. Got the new ones. Got a little bit of grease. I'm gonna grease the inside of this control arm. And I don't have a press. I don't recommend doing this, but I do have a socket that fits perfect on the outside of the bearing. And with a little bit of grease, it should just tap right in, and then we'll drop the C-clip in and get it on the car. Just a little bit.
Where's that socket at?
I put it away.
Oh.
Like an idiot. I popped it.
You could tell the people what it is.
I will in a second.
Not the right way to do it, but.
I mean, it does work.
It works.
Dude,
yeah.
they popped out so easy.
Yeah.
All right, so we got that all lubed up. We got paper towel here. And this is the socket. I think it's a 24. God, I'm good. It's 24. So I'm actually gonna throw a little bit on the bearing as well. And just because I want this to go in smooth. And this is like the most like unsecured table ever. If you have like a workbench at home, this would definitely be better. It's a good thing I'm not sponsored by this angle kit company, or they would frown upon me doing it this way. All right, put that down.
Put it down
like this. This table sucks ass.
Yeah.
Why are you jiggling it, bro?
Because it's so easy to move. This is just like one of those white teams.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, we're good. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about, bro? I was like, don't look good.
It will.
Oh, there's a sequence. All right, yeah.
It was close to being good. There it is. We're just gonna use a ratchet with a 17. These aren't the factory bolts, but you can use the factory bolts. Just gonna tighten these guys up. Just snug them up. I'm not gonna really get on them yet. We got a lot more components that need to go on. And this will be like first thing we're assembling on the car, huh, Jackson?
Yeah. First thing actually going on.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that it's kind of happening behind the scenes is that Jackson and I are building almost identical cars for the most part. Like really almost identical. So we'll just snug these up for now, and then we'll do another pass on them later. So this goes on here like this. Okay.
Definitely.
And then this goes in here like that.
Oh. Huh.
How are you doing, Jackson?
Not good.
Really? Look at mine, dude. It's on. My shit is on. Washer on the backside.
See that? All right.
Yo, where? Come here. You want to see how it looks?
Yeah, show me, dog.
Did you put your own kit on?
Yeah. On the white car, not on the blue car. The green car, whichever one. Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, look at your shit.
I know, fucking bolt want to go through. Because you painted it all fucking covered up.
Don't be hating on my paint job, dude. My paint job's fantastic. All right, will you hand me the impact and that ratchet? Ratchet, impact. Ugh. That didn't go very far, but it's okay. Damn, these bitches are big. Holy shit. All right, pause. All right, so this one's a 19. We're just gonna snug it up. It is not fully tight. We've got a 24 on the bottom of this guy, which is big. All right, make sure those are all down. Let me pull that socket off for me. Now I'm just gonna stick a ratchet on the back in the tightening position. We're just gonna suck it up. Just like that. Then we've got our inner tie rod here. We wipe off that shit.
Yeah.
So a little bit of Loctite. And this is, so a quick easy tip to putting your tie rods on, especially because this thing's not going to be aligned right now, is to set it and start the thread process at the same time. That way it goes in even. So we've got it just barely started with a couple threads. So now as we turn it in, it's going to be sucking in the same amount on both sides. As it goes in on the inner, and see it's towing in as I turn it. And we're just gonna crank her on in until we think it's somewhat decent, because obviously this thing is not aligned. Perfect. All right, so now the angle kit's on. We've got a rough alignment. We've got the tie rods at the same length with a centered rack. It actually was really easy. How long did that take us?
15, 20 minutes.
20 minutes to put this angle kit on?
Yeah.
We probably missed something. It's my luck. So only the front shocks can go on, but that's all right. Here they are. You already saw the beauty shots. They are beautiful. So a little bit of information about these shocks. I'm running a divorced coilover. These shocks were spec'd by Chelsea. He's helped me with all the suspension on every car I've ever owned. And he suggested an 18K front spring, a 10K rear in the bucket, which is kind of like a 5 or a 6K at the wheel. Very stiff. We're also gonna run a really stiff sway bar. And if the car makes enough power and we can dial in enough grip, maybe, just maybe, we can get some 3-wheel motion. I would love that. And hopefully it drives well. If it doesn't, then we will adjust accordingly to what feels good. But let's go ahead and get these shocks on, see how it looks. Here's one. And two.
Yeah.
I wish we wouldn't have done this.
Why?
Because, dude, the best way to adjust a coilover is like this. And now once it's in, you're not gonna take it out to do that. You're gonna have to try to spin it in the...
It's not bad to spin.
Which way does this go? Oh, like this.
Yeah, like that. It's easy to spin in there, though. It's not bad to spin, is it?
Hold on. Those are in?
Yeah, they're all in up there. Voila.
You hold this knuckle. Got it? Okay. Jackson's gonna go lock to lock. Kind of pay attention to the knuckles. Don't mind my steering rack puking air and fluid. Stop right there, hold it. We're gonna need 1, maybe 2 rack limiters, which we didn't get in our kit when we bought this stuff. Basically, they are little plastic pieces that slip onto the rack. We're getting a little bit of over centering and tie rods hitting the knuckle adapter. So I think with one, go back to the left a little bit. Right about there would be good. A little sketchy.
Is this the SMG one?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right, so we got everything done that we wanted to get done today, and it wasn't a lot, but it's the first parts being assembled on the car, and that feels really good. And it all looks really nice. We cleaned everything. We painted the engine bay. Like, it just looks, I'm very happy with it. Let's just say that. So, shout out to BC for the shocks. I know they're gonna work great. So one thing to talk about before I end today's video, I've mentioned it a bunch, that I am running a BMW transmission with the LS motor that isn't here yet. I had a 5-speed ZF gearbox that I got with the car, and a viewer of the channel, a longtime viewer, hit me up and said that he had some E46 M3 parts, and one of them was the SMG transmission, and he told me that I could have it. So I brought it home, I drained the fluid. The fluid looked really good. There was no metal. and I looked into some options for converting this thing to a 6-speed because we have the M3 drive shaft, which is down here, and I'm also running a complete M3 rear end. So this thing will just go right up without having to get a custom drive shaft made, but we have to figure out what we're gonna do. So a couple options. One is to swap the bell housing out for a machined one that has the detents and springs inside the bell housing ready to go for the shifter linkage. The second option is to leave it exactly like it is and get a self-centering shifter from like IRP or NP, all these weird abbreviated names. Anyways, that's the other option. They're about the same price. I haven't decided yet, but I think we're gonna try to run this transmission. It makes sense, which also means I have a 5-speed ZF for sale if anybody wants to come to Kentucky and pick it up. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully gonna keep trying to make more videos. If you guys have any questions about anything that we did today, feel free to reach out to me. Reach out to me on like Instagram though. It's harder to reply to YouTube comments. And if you are not getting the notifications, please leave a comment letting me know that though, and I will try to check in to make sure that I'll do whatever I can to make sure you guys are getting this stuff in your inbox on YouTube. We'll see you next time. It's a terrible outro. I'm still rusty.